You might have missed it, but last night I went live over on my Instagram channel when I did this ritual from the amazing Bahati Life. Jessica, she owns Bahati Life, and she creates these magical rituals that actually work. Last night I told a story about years ago when I bought the same type of jar, but it was for banishment. I had a stalker, a very unhealthy person that just would not leave our lives for several years. I have tried everything. He would harass us through litigation, which is harassing us through the courts and lawsuits. Any way he could to get my attention, he would do it. So I was at pretty much the last straw. And I'm like, why the hell not? I'm going to try this banishing candle ritual. And no fucking joke, it worked. I am not kidding. But because I'm a massive skeptic, I bought her money jar. So if the banishment worked, and as you could see, it was activating tonight, it was such a surreal moment. It was kind of trippy. But if the first one worked, here, I'm going to try this one. Because part of me feels like it was just a coincidence that he just happened to disappear and we were rid of him after I did the candle of banishment. But just in case, I'm going to try this one and see if I will be blessed financially. No, I'm already a hustler. I don't sit around and wait for someone to hand me stuff. I go out and get it. I push myself. So a combination of this ritual and my already drive that I have, there's a good chance this will work as well. Because Jessica even says it herself throughout her many podcasts and episodes full of her wisdom. It's a combination of things. You can't just listen to her knowledge. You can't just listen to what the cosmos has to say and just sit back and take no action. It's like it's activated by your action. You have to take action. Nothing's worse than a stagnant, boring person who just sits back and waits to have shit handed to them. Even throughout scripture and Christianity, there's a parable about how God gave each people, coins just to see which one would do what with it. And some would just bury it, right, and come back to it and go, see, I have it. Others would invest it, right? And so obviously that parable was saying action is key to reaping blessings and the benefits of God's power. And I see that and practice that out in my life every day. After the live show that I did, it was burning during that time. So here is the part that you didn't see. I took it outside because the smell is very intense. All these herbs that are in this magic candle spell. I didn't want it stinking at my house, so that is something to keep in mind. I took it out and I just sat there out on my porch watching this moment as it burns the top layer of all of the herbs and pieces in this magic from Jessica. It was a simple moment of really deep reflecting, and when it was doing the top layer of burning, which is what it has to do before it's finished and you seal it and scuff out the fire, I was saying a prayer to God. I still am a Christian, regardless of the astrology that I have learned plays a big part with the gospel and Christianity. Seeing the smoke from inside the sealed jar, I prayed and asked God to put his power into this. There's energies in so many things, just like the Ark of the Covenant had energy in it, just like there is staffs and so many other items throughout Scripture with God's power. And the last bit of this process, this ritual by Bahati Life, is bearing it, getting rid of it. Now, I am for me, burying it is key for this process. You want it to be gone. And this is like the first things they recommend is burying it, and that was too shallow, so I had to really do a better hole, hence why. So burying it for this one, the first one I just tossed in the trash and it actually worked, but for this one, for money, I'm gonna go all out and do what they suggest. So I will check back in to see if the second candle worked.